Hi everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. Now, you can see here that I'm standing just by a metal fence, and I'm looking over at the mountains, and well, they're kind of cloudy today along with the sky, and it's reminding me, of course, that in our journey with English, some days are like that. Some days are very dark and we don't get very much done. And if we look into the distance here, just expanding this a little bit, yeah, you can see, I think, there's a church poking up in the distance, you know, a church steeple, a church tower on the right hand side, and you've got the town hall in the middle there and a smaller building next to that. Yes, and there's also another big church steeple behind that tree. Yeah, so what I would say is there's lots of metaphors here of the greyness that we face every day when we are talking about learning. And then on top of that, we also have a lot of hope there, you know, with these buildings which are sticking up into the distance. So it's not all bad, but sometimes when you're faced with a scene like this, it looks a little bit miserable, doesn't it? So how do we go about describing this? For example, if we were doing an English exam or something, how would you describe this whole area? Because it looks rather grey, doesn't it? Even the car colours there are grey. Well, I think the first thing you would need to do is to use some comparatives. Compared to yesterday when things seemed brighter, today looks rather dark. So there we are, comparative. And by reminding yourself that yesterday, or maybe even tomorrow, will be better, or was better, has been better, you're also lightening your mood, which is really good, you know. So using comparatives is really good. Other things you can do is to talk about what it reminds you of. As I just have, talking about how this whole area, you know, could be a metaphor for learning English, rather dark, but with hope poking up in little places. You can mention that, but you have to use different tenses. It's not okay just to use one tense all the time. You need to be showing them how good your English is. So what about a comparative? Well, if my English was better, for example, I could. Now, if we bring that to this video clip, we could say, well, if the weather is nice tomorrow, then I will. And you can say what you're going to do. If it wasn't so dark today, maybe I would feel better. So even just acknowledging that it's a dark, depressing day is enough to lift your mood out of it anyway. So those are just a few ways that you can easily describe something in a better way than just using the present tense. A conditional, a comparative. What about the passive voice? It is said that after the storm, the sunshine comes. There we are, because we know that we're not far away from a storm today. And you could focus in on one of these traffic lights as well. The colors which are so bright illuminate the whole landscape. Okay, slight exaggeration there, but you could use that, or you could talk about what it reminds you of, a time when you were on a holiday, for example, or something in your own country. The colors here, the green trees, for example, are a testament to just how close summer is. We're in spring now, that's wonderful. And the rising birds there give us hope, you know, that tomorrow will be a better day. So you want to dress it up a little bit. You can't just say it is dark, it is green, there are traffic lights. Comparatives are your friend, unlike other days, just like, in comparison with, in contrast to. For example, that bus there, well, in comparison with other buses, this one has a sign on it that says it is electric. which is great, but not if you're sitting in it, because if it's electric, they know that air conditioning uses a lot of battery power, so they tend to leave off the heating in winter and the air conditioning on summer. So even though it's a great bus, not the best to be sitting on a hot day. So you could mention that as part of your description of the area, especially if it's allowing you to use more grammar, comparatives, conditionals, past tense, present tense, perfect tense even, you know. It reminds me of a time when I had been shopping, and so very good, very good. So that's just a few little pointers of how you can describe things in a better way, and at the same time you can lift your mood up. You know, your mood can be really lifted if you use different language, rather than saying, oh well, the day's depressing. Just think about yesterday, when the day was lovely and what you did. There's great hope there. I do that when I'm thinking about other countries I've been to. It reminds me that there's more than just me here today. Other places, people are enjoying the sunshine and that doing their thing. Yeah, so let me just tell you what else is here. So Marks and Spencer's, that's a British food brand. There's another British shop called The Range. You can see here that these shops are all very flat roofed, which is unusual for us because, of course, when the rain comes, the rain sits on the roof. It doesn't slide off it, so it's not a good sign, but it's very American. These things are all built with America in mind, of course. And you can see here on this building across, they have a slightly slanted roof, and over here it's slanted at the back. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just a fashion. And it reminds me of the time when they built an apartment block here. And of course, they forgot completely about the rain. They had used a design from the Canary Islands, and they thought, oh, that would look good, brighten the place up. Winter came and the place got flooded, of course, because the roof wasn't slanted, and they hadn't used the correct plans for a place with cold weather, so it eventually sank. Yeah, so these are just little stories you can use in any description, and it helps to enlarge a conversation. It doesn't take too much to do that. What else can I show you? I think that's about all. Let me see. Yeah, there's a college up there as well at the top, just beyond that sign where it says M&S. You can see little bits of that. Another shopping mall here. Oh, a gym. Well, that's hope for somebody, not for me. Yeah, so very nice, very nice. So a very nice area. So these are ways you can describe it. Use your memory, use your power. You don't just need to be using a vocabulary you've just learned. Talk about what it reminds you of. And at the same time, let it lift your mood by saying, well, how great things are and how great things can be. Very important you do that, because for many people learning English is a very depressing thing, especially if you don't know people. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's talk soon. See you. Bye.